Have you ever wondered why the most powerful people in the world are often the quietest? Why their presence is felt more in silence than in words? Welcome to PsycheVision, the home of introspective power, ancient insight, and modern psychological clarity. In this video, we'll unpack why true strength never needs to announce itself. Stick around, because what you'll learn here might just shift the way you carry yourself for the rest of your life. Silence, it's more than the absence of noise. It's a signal. A weapon. A presence. Carl Jung once said, "In each of us there is another whom we do not know." And that unknown part. It thrives in silence. Powerful people aren't trying to be heard. They are trying to be understood, by the few who can truly hear. Silence forces the world to lean in. Think of a lion. Does it roar every second? No. It watches. It waits. And when it moves, the jungle responds. Now let me ask you something personal. Why do you talk so much? Is it to fill the silence? To avoid awkwardness? To gain approval? To feel like you're enough? Because somewhere deep down, we associate silence with invisibility. But the opposite is true. Silence makes you unignorable. When you're silent, people project their own meaning onto you. You become a mirror. They wonder what you're thinking, how much you know, whether you're a threat, or a mystery worth solving. And that's where the power is. In the pause. In the restraint. In the discipline to observe instead of reacting. Jung called this the process of individuation, becoming whole by integrating the unconscious parts of yourself. And you can't do that while constantly talking. Words are useful, yes. But silence is transformational. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. When you withhold, your presence becomes rare. And in today's world, rarity is currency. You see, in a time where everyone is shouting, the one who whispers commands the room. Here's something most people don't realize. Being unavailable increases your value. Not in a manipulative way, but in a disciplined, self-respecting way. Every moment you spend chasing validation is a moment you're not building depth. And depth is where the real strength lies. The modern world has made us shallow. Scroll, react, respond, perform. It's an endless loop of noise. But silence breaks that loop. Silence isn't passive. It's active restraint. It's choosing to listen when you could speak. To observe when you could judge. To reflect when you could react. It's not about being antisocial. It's about being intentional. The ancient Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote more to himself in silence than he ever said out loud. Because real power is built in solitude. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in complete silence, not because you had to, but because you chose to? No phone. No music. Just stillness. That's where the shadows come up. That's where the ego gets nervous. And that's where transformation begins. In silence, you meet the parts of yourself that are usually drowned by distraction. In silence, you learn that your value isn't in how loud you are, but how still you can be in the chaos. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Silence is how you make the unconscious conscious. Powerful people aren't born. They're built. In long nights of silence. In conversations with the soul. In choosing mystery over exposure. So when you walk into a room, and you say nothing, but your presence speaks volumes, that's not arrogance. That's cultivation. You've earned that silence. If this resonated with you, subscribe to PsycheVision for more long-form reflections into the psyche, power, and purpose. This isn't just a channel. It's a movement. A rebellion against noise. A return to depth. A commitment to becoming the quiet storm the world never saw coming. Remember. Power doesn't need a microphone. It just needs presence. And silence is the loudest presence there is.